Hey everyone, and welcome! We're doing a deep dive today into the world of veterinary technicians.
That's right. We're diving deep into this career path using this awesome in-depth guide from RoleCatcher. It's way more than just looking at cute animals all day.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people think it's just cuddles and playtime, but there's so much more to it, right?
Absolutely. This guide really breaks it down.
We're talking actual medical procedures and serious responsibilities.
Oh yeah, it's not just about loving animals. You got to be ready for the hands-on stuff. Imagine taking an x-ray of like a squirmy puppy.
Okay, that's got to be a two-person job at least.
Exactly. Vets rely so much on vet techs.
So they're kind of like the unsung heroes.
For sure, they're behind the scenes, making sure everything runs smoothly, handling the animals, prepping equipment, the whole nine yards. And the guide even mentioned that it's not just about following the vet's orders. They have to be on top of all sorts of regulations, like the Animal Welfare Act.
Oh, absolutely. They've got to be aware of the legal and ethical side of treating animals too.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. So it's a lot of pressure to make sure everything's done right.
It definitely takes a special kind of person. You've got to be good with animals, sure, but also able to think on your feet and handle some tough situations.
Because let's face it, it can't be all tail wags and purrs, right?
Right. The guide talks about the emotional demands of the job, too.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with sick or injured animals, sometimes even saying goodbye to them.
Oh man, that's gonna be tough. I don't know if I could handle that every day.
It's definitely not easy. The guide even talks about ways vet techs can take care of their own mental well-being, things like mindfulness and building a strong support system.
That's so important. It's like they've really thought of everything, not just the job, but the person doing the job. So you need the technical skills, the love for animals, but also that emotional intelligence.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so we've talked about the challenges, but let's not forget about the rewards. The guide mentioned something about potential for career growth.
Oh, yeah, it's not a dead-end job at all. It's like a career ladder.
Okay, so tell me more about this ladder. How does it actually work?
Well, they break it down into three main stages: entry level, mid-level, and senior level.
Makes sense. You start at the bottom and work your way up.
Right, and at each stage, you take on more responsibilities and your skills get more and more advanced.
So paint me a picture. What does a typical day look like for, let's say, an entry-level vet tech? What kind of stuff are they doing?
So think back to when you first started a new job. You're eager to learn and jump in, but you're still getting the hang of everything.
You're basically learning the ropes, making mistakes, hopefully not too many.
Exactly. The guide's example profile for this level, it shows you're assisting during exams, giving vaccinations, basically all the essentials.
Gotcha. So it's a lot of hands-on learning.
Absolutely. You're prepping exam rooms, sterilizing equipment, making sure everything is in tip-top shape. You're even learning how to handle all those different animal personalities.
And probably getting some good stories out of it.
Oh, I bet. But the main thing is you're proving you're reliable, you can handle the basics, and you're ready for more.
Building that solid foundation.
Exactly. Then as you get more comfortable and confident in your abilities, that's when things start to get really interesting as you move into that mid-level stage.
Mid-level, huh? Okay, so that's got to be where you really start to feel like, I got this, right?
Yeah, you're not the newbie anymore. Remember those more advanced tasks we talked about, like giving meds and taking x-rays?
Yeah, the stuff that seemed kind of intimidating at the entry level.
Totally. Now you're the one rocking those skills. You're assisting in surgeries, maybe even doing dental cleanings. The guide even mentions, I think it was, placing catheters.
Whoa, that's next level stuff.
Right. And think about it. You're not just learning and growing yourself. At this stage, you're probably also showing the ropes to the newer vet techs, being a mentor.
That's so cool. So it's like you're giving back and helping others climb that ladder too. But okay, let's say you're ambitious. You want to be at the top of your game. What's it look like to reach that senior vet tech level?
Okay, well, picture this. You're the conductor of an orchestra.
Whoa, hold on. A conductor?
Yeah. Think about it. You're leading the team, making sure everything's in sync. You've got the experience. You know the protocols. You're basically running the show.
I'm starting to see it now. So you're managing the other vet techs, right? Making sure everyone's on the same page.
Exactly. And you're not just managing, you're also collaborating with vets on complex surgeries, staying updated on all the latest technologies and advancements. It's a lot of responsibility, but it also sounds super rewarding,
Totally. You're like the go-to expert. Everyone's coming to you for guidance. But, okay, this whole time I've been picturing like a general vet tech. But the guide also mentioned specializing, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just like, doctors, vet techs can specialize too. Like maybe you really love working with I don't know, exotic birds.
Okay, so instead of just cats and dogs, you could be the go-to bird whisperer. That's so cool.
Right. And it makes sense why there's more demand for specialized care these days.
Because everyone and their grandma has a pet iguana now.
Well, kinda. The pet population has exploded. Plus, people are way more aware of animal welfare now. They want their furry, scaly, or feathered friends to have the best care possible.
Yeah, it's like they're part of the family.
Exactly. And all of that adds up to a pretty amazing career outlook for vet techs.
Okay, so what are we talking here? Give me the numbers.
Remember that 19% projected growth the guide mentioned?
Yeah, 19%. That's huge.
It is. More pets, more awareness, more specialized care. It all means more opportunities for vet techs, more jobs, maybe even higher pay. It's a good time to be in the field.
Okay, so let's say someone's hearing all this and they're like, sign me up. What do they need to know? What are the must-have skills? The guide obviously lists some, but what do they actually look like in action?
Well, for starters, critical thinking is huge GE.
Okay, so not just loving animals, but actually, like, thinking like one.
In a way, yeah. Imagine a dog has a bad reaction to a medication. You got to think fast, analyze the situation, maybe even make a judgment call before the vet's even available.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
It's all part of the job. And then there's communication, which is key in any medical field.
Right, explaining stuff to worried pet parents.
Yeah, but also communicating with the animals themselves. The guide actually talks about active listening, which is super important.
So, like, paying attention to body language. A wagging tail versus a tucked tail.
Exactly. You're reading their cues, trying to understand what they're feeling, and communicating that to the vet and the owners. It's like being a translator between two different worlds.
It's like you're fluent in bark, meow, and chirp.
You got it.
Okay, so speaking of different worlds, there's something else from this guide that I got to bring up. This whole AI thing, right? I was checking out RoleCatcher stuff, and AI is everywhere these days, even in veterinary medicine.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We've been focusing on the human side of things, but AI is playing a bigger and bigger role. Like even in, the hiring process.
Serious?
Yeah. Like those algorithms that scan resumes, they're everywhere.
Wow. So it's not just about impressing the hiring manager anymore. You got to impress the robots, too.
It's true. So anyone who's serious about becoming a vet tech, they got to up their application game, make sure their skills and experience shine through no matter who's reading it. Human or not.
Okay, that's kind of scary, but also kind of cool. It's like a whole new challenge.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? The heart of the job, it hasn't changed. And this guide, it really emphasizes that. It's about those human qualities, those things AI can't replicate. The empathy, the critical thinking, being able to adapt to any situation. That's what makes a great vet tech.
It's like tech can help, but it can't replace that human touch.
Exactly.
Well, this deep dive has been amazing. I always knew vet techs were passionate about animals, but I had no idea how much goes into it.
It's a demanding job, no doubt, but so rewarding.
Yeah, to be able to care for animals like that, to help them when they're feeling their worst, it's got to be an amazing feeling.
It really is.
Well, for anyone listening who's thinking about a career as a vet tech, I hope this deep dive has given you a real sense of what it's all about, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the rewards.
And remember, the field needs compassionate and dedicated people like you.
Couldn't agree more. So until next time, keep on learning, keep on growing, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.